What's up, everyone? It's Adam from FWCI Sports and Gaming now, and this is a WWE 2K22 wish list. So I'm basically just going to do a reaction video to this because that's what I usually do, but I'm going to kind of break it down and talk about the game throughout as well. So there'll be a lot of pausing and chatting about the game and what this BDE fellow thinks about it. I've never watched any of his videos, but he had the second highest rated 2K22 wishlist video underneath What Culture, and What Culture, whatever. I don't know what kind of consistency that channel has anymore, but let's check out this 2K22 wishlist. 6 things we want to see in the game, and we'll chat about it as we go through.
So 2K has finally dropped a teaser trailer for WWE 2K22, so that means the hype season is about to start. Now, don't get me wrong, 2K has not exactly earned our trust, so I'm just a little more hyped that we have a game coming out. I just need something new to record. Today I'm going to be giving you my
I feel you on that one, buddy.
WWE 2K22 wish list. It has about 6 major things on it, but in those 6 major things I have a lot of bullet points, so this is going to be a somewhat longer video, and this is also a wish list. I by no means expect any of this to be in WWE 2K22. If it is, that's cool, but this is just more of what I would want to see in the next game. And I also have bullet points written down, so if I look at my phone, that's what I'm looking at. If you guys do go on,
I dig his production style, and I dig his verbal skills as well. I don't know why I haven't seen any of this guy before. He's actually pretty good. I'm digging his the energy he's putting out.
To enjoy this video, remember to subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free, and you can always change your mind later. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers. Become a Spartan today. And let's get into the wish list. Now, some of these wishes you may have heard before, some of them you may not, but I'm just going to be expressing what I would want to see in the game. So the first thing I would like to see in the game is more creative online stuff to do. Like, obviously you want to keep your traditional like 1v1s or triple threat matches. That way people can get their fix. But me personally, I'd like to see maybe something like prop hunt come to the WWE games, and I think it could be somewhat easy to do. Some of the areas you could have is the backstage area. You could become like a pencil or something back there. I don't know.
Is prop hunt what they do in like Call of Duty, where you can turn into a piece of furniture? I don't know how that would work in a WWE game.
You could also have an area that's the Firefly Funhouse. You could become Ramblin' Rabbit or whatever you want to be in that funhouse. Then you could also even go to the concession. So, right before you're about to make your way to sit down in the arena, right over there where you can get food and stuff where the bathroom is. I think that could be cool. The hiders could have about 1 to 2 minutes to go and hide, and the seekers could have like 5 minutes to go and find them. Now, I don't know what you would really call this next thing I was thinking of.
That's not really anything to do with wrestling though, but yeah, I'll pass on that one.
Create off. Maybe you can have a lobby of like 10 people. 2 people are competing. They have 2 minutes to make the best championship, and the people that are not making the championship can vote on it. And I just think something a little more simple but more fun and creative in the online space could really make the scene blow up a little bit more.
I agree. I agree. They need to find more things to do online. I don't know if having a creator thing on. I don't know how that would work. I give him A for thinking of something new and different to actually try in the game. But
really, I don't think people who play 2K care for the competitive aspect of a wrestling match. To me, if I hopped online, I kind of just want to do something fun with friends. Now, the next thing I have is custom match type freedom, and this is what I wrote down. I'm just gonna read it straight off the phone. 2K limits us on what kind of match types that we can make, but I feel like that's a little bit outdated. With WWE 2K22 most likely coming out on next-gen consoles, I think 2K should make custom matches more of like a sandbox type feel. So, Minecraft has creative mode, and you can really do whatever you want in Minecraft. Or like Fortnite creative mode. They give you the tools to basically make almost anything you can think of, and I think that's how custom matches should be. Right now, custom matches is almost kind of just like tweaking certain things and making it a little bit different. So say, for example, you do a Royal Rumble on 2K20 right now. You hop in, you can change the match intervals to maybe, instead of it being 30 seconds, you can change it to 120 seconds. So you're really just tweaking small things in the match itself. I think it could be cool if you could add pinfalls in a Royal Rumble. Would that be weird? Yes. Would that kind of defeat the purpose of a Royal Rumble? Yes, but it would be fun and interesting to do maybe one time. Or maybe content creators can use that on videos or whatever. Maybe you can challenge your friends to not get pinned in a Royal Rumble. I don't know, just silly stuff like that. Doing whatever you want with custom matches could really make the game last a long time. Now, my third wish is to get rid of showcase mode. The majority of people who play showcase mode.
So I guess just quickly going back to what he was saying there about the different match type. I guess you could do some weird stuff with the match types, like, you know, you lose health every something or other, or there are certain moves, but they're all just like modifiers and stuff. Like, it's hard to sort of, and put it this way, I'm somebody that really likes the simulation aspect of wrestling games. I don't like all the extra, you know, BS that they keep giving us with these, you know, like all the futuristic stuff and all the monster stuff. Like, no, you can keep that.
The majority of people who play showcase mode play it once and never play it again. It has no replay value, and I think that 2K could really put their resources to something that could last at least 3 months, at least. Imagine taking out showcase mode and throwing in story designer. That would make the game last for probably the whole lifespan of.
Story design is a weird one. I think there were issues with people just making really inappropriate stories and uploading it and stuff like that, and I think it was a little bit unmanageable. I think that's what the real issue is with them using story designer
of the game. So the next thing I have on my wish list is some universe mode changes, and I have a lot of stuff in here, so I'm literally just gonna read it off.
I do like a good universe mode.
I would love it if multiple people were able to interrupt you during a promo. So, you know, on Monday Night Raw, you'll have one person start the show. This is back in like 2015. You know how they used to do. One person.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind it if they scrapped the whole promo system entirely. I think it's just pointless and boring.
Comes out, they talk for maybe 5 to 6, 7 minutes, right? And then they get interrupted by one person. They make their statement, another person comes out, makes their statement, another person comes out, and now we have a fatal 4-way match to determine the #1 contender. Stuff like that could be really interesting if.
I think to do that, you'd need all 4 of those people to be in a rivalry as well. Otherwise, is it just going to book, like, unless they find a way to blend 2 rivalries, or is it just going to be like a 1-week thing? I like the idea, but I'd like it if you could just book a 4-person rivalry, put it that way.
It was rare and happened very rarely in universe mode. Now, a lot of people have talked about this next one I'm going to bring up, but hey, it's on my wish list too. I would love it if when you cut a promo, you have your championship or money in the bank briefcase with you. I don't know why this is not.
Okay, that's one of those really obvious ones that it should be in the game, and there's no excuse as to why it isn't. There's as much as I like the 2K19 game that I still play, there is still so much in that. I'm like, why can't you come out with 2 belts? You know, why can't you? Why are they taking out the champion entrances? And yeah, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of as fun as these games are for somebody who's a wrestling fan, there's still a lot missing from them.
Not a feature that hasn't been added a long time ago, but what sense does that make if the champion doesn't come out with his championship? Now, this is something I'd really like to see in the future. I would love it if we could see interesting storylines develop through the news section. So imagine in the news section of universe mode, you see Randy Orton and Triple H had a backstage brawl, right? And that led to Triple H getting injured. Then when you skip to the next week, you can see that Triple H is out for 1 week because he did something to his arm. Or say in a more intense match like an elimination chamber, someone dislocated their shoulder from getting hit by the steel wall or something like that, and they're out for a month. I think just implementing injuries and people being gone and then having the return element is something that's missing from universe mode, and I don't think like 2K has really thought about that. Some of the biggest pops of.
So he's talking about 2 things there. So yeah, I agree. They should make the injuries and stuff like that a lot more accessible, at least, and more of a part of it. But at the start, he was talking about storylines playing out through the news section, and that could be interesting. I don't even bother reading the news stuff in it because it's all kind of the same. But improving the news section and making that more of a part of the universe mode, I think that's something that that's a great area to start improving on.
Injuries can happen more frequently in ladder matches, elimination chambers, Royal Rumbles, stuff with bigger stakes on the line, and of course a draft feature would be nice.
Yes. Oh my god. And I don't know why they don't have it's bizarre. Even just a random draft. The draft feature in universe mode has always been disappointing, but we enjoyed it while we had it, put it that way.
Now, the next feature I'd really like to see is freedom with weapons. For the love of God, I really just want to be able to place a table where I want.
Yeah, 2K11 and WWE 12, I think, were both really good as far as the weapons being good to interact with, you know, like falling on them and putting them wherever you want and being able to actually be creative with the weapons in the matches. That's something these games are definitely missing.
I want to put it. If I have it in the corner and I don't want it in that spot that they always make you put it in, maybe have a rotate option, maybe have a move a little bit option. I don't know. Like in the old games, you can kind of just pick it up and drop it where you want. Please.
Hey, I do remember those old games. It was sometimes a giant nightmare trying to get it in the right spot, but I think that's why they've got it set up the way it is, but it still doesn't, you know, give you much freedom.
Please, for the love of God, I just want to put a table where I want to put a table. Like, say, for example, when I put a table in the corner and, like, it lines up with the top rope, when you Irish whip someone to try and go in the corner, they can't get in between the ropes and the table. They're either gonna hit the ropes early or they're gonna hit the corner of the table, and that is super annoying. And a feature that could be cool, say if you have a chair, I feel like chairs aren't used to their full potential. Maybe you can get a chair, open it up like you're about to sit in it, but put it in the ring. Remember when John Cena did like an AA to wait?
Yeah, you know what? That's an interesting one because there are chairs outside the ring that are already set up that have like a little bit of a mechanic for when somebody gets thrown into them. So
bear it on a bunch of chairs. That'd be really cool to see. Or maybe in a Hell in a Cell, you could do something like what Sasha Banks did and Bailey. I don't remember exactly what they did, but they put like kendo sticks in the cell wall or something like that. Just doing
that might be a bit much.
Little features like that can go a long way. I'm about to manipulate the system a little bit. My sixth and final wish is a bunch of small wishes that don't really need much explaining. So for one, I'd like to see the 2K19 control system come back.
Ah, yes. Can you not change it to the 2K19 control system on 2K20? So just so you know, I bought 2K20 digitally and I was like, I'll have a bit of a play. And then I realized I need all of the DLC if I want to download any characters. And this was only like a couple of months ago. And I just haven't touched it since, so...
2K20 changed for no reason, and I felt like they just changed it to change it. 2K19's control system was perfect. Can we please take out the fake punch? If I'm in the ring and I'm trying to get somebody up, just normally, I don't want to pull back the fist and not do anything. That's so stupid. Take that out, please. War games. I don't even need to explain that. Special guest referee. It's so fun. Come on now, 2K, you slipping with that one. Being able to get out of the ring in a Royal Rumble match to grab a weapon or just to get out and be a little could be cool. Yeah,
the Royal Rumble's weird because I think the reason why the Royal Rumble always takes place in the Royal Rumble arena is because it's actually a different, like, engine. There's different moves. It's all just, like, built differently, I think, to kind of facilitate the 30 characters that they need to have in it. But, yeah, the Royal Rumble's weird. They need to find a way to improve that and get us the ability to have a Royal Rumble in a different arena, for Christ's sake.
Creative entrance animations, including title animations and double title animations. I don't think 2K goes too far outside the box with that. I don't think that we need exactly every single person who's actually held a title before. You know, having their entrances in the game is cool, but come up with your own entrances. I don't know, be creative. Only having, you know,
yeah, I'm going to do a video talking more about this, but where we're at right now, most of these, you know, systems have like a camera built in and stuff like that. I don't think there's any reason why you shouldn't be able to custom build a whole entrance for yourself. I can imagine it like it'll be programmed. You go from here to here, pick what kind of way you want to walk from here to here. You pick that on the controller. Then when you get here, you've got 10 seconds. You stand in front of the thing, it scans you, and you can do whatever, like, pose or move you want, and then it will just put that into the game. That's where I think entrances are going to go in the future, but I'll be doing another video going a bit more into detail about that.
You know, what superstars have done is pretty limiting. I don't want to be the next Randy Orton. I want to be the next Brandon Collins. You feel me? I would like to see more unique selling animations. Now, this one I'm going to explain just a little bit. It doesn't need to be for every single move. That would be a lot, and that'd be a lot to ask from 2K. But instead, say, for example, Drew McIntyre hits a Claymore on Cedric Alexander. Maybe there's 2 to 3 different selling animations for that one move. The first animation could be just a normal sell. You get hit with the Claymore, take a back bump, you're done. The second animation, however, could be that backflip sell that Cedric Alexander does. Now, obviously, not everybody would end up doing the backflip sell. I don't see Mark Henry doing a backflip sell, but say if you're say if you're 200 pounds and under, you can do that backflip spot. Say for example, when Randy Orton does an RKO, the first RKO animation is just a regular sell. The second one is when Ricochet went like head first. Just different selling animations for different moves could be really fun and could make the game last a little bit longer, just because you don't really expect what sell you're gonna get, so that makes it a little more interesting.
That's a really, really good idea. I like that. Instead of having like Stone Cold Stunner 1 and Stone Cold Stunner 2, have just like 3 or 4 different sell like responses from the, you know, the person taking the move. And that would make it a bit more interesting, because you might hit the move somewhere and they might have, you know, a sell where they bounce away and land in the ropes, or even work it out so that they can roll out the ring, you know, with the momentum or something like that. Like, I think that's a great idea. And I actually have some other suggestions around ways to improve the selling in these wrestling games as well.
And the last one I wrote, because we could really be here all day with features I want, but I don't want to take too much of your time. The last one I wrote is multiple attires for wrestlers. I don't know how many times the New Day has changed their gear since 2K20 has come out, but imagine each person gets like 3 different slots. If someone didn't change their attire that much that year, oh well, they get like 1 to 2. But if someone like the New Day changes their gear all the time, I'd like to have like 3 to 4 different attire slots for them. I think WWE 12 used to do it. A lot of the older games used to do it. There'd be like 5 different attires for Randy Orton. It was just changing his colors. I just think that not having a lot of attires on your superstars can make the game feel really outdated really fast. If you look at 2K20, Seth Rollins is wearing like his Beast Slayer attire, and he hasn't worn that in so long. Those were just some of my ideas.
I'm on 2K19. Mine's still wearing like the Deadpool
and wishes that I would like to see in WWE 2K22, or just in the future in general in these wrestling 2K games. Let me know what you guys think. What features would you add to WWE 2K22?
What features would I add to WWE 2K22? Obviously GM mode is the obvious one. Like, I love playing, you know, my league on NBA 2K as well. I just love that hands-on general manager type of games. Like, even like Jurassic World Evolution, like anything like that is enjoyable, and there's no excuse why they took GM mode out of these games. But that's a dead horse at this point. Hopefully we get it this year, and it's how 2K thinks they can make it up to everyone. But what features would I add to 2K22? I miss the goals and challenges that they used to have on like 2007 and 2008. Like, I'd love for there to be a challenge where it's like, you know, with Matt Riddle defeat Goldberg. No, but more like, you know, with who's low down the thing, like with Arya Davari defeat you know, Brock Lesnar or something like that. Some kind of challenge mode where there was stuff. They could even update it as time goes on. One thing NBA 2K does really well in the My Team mode is they've had seasons this year, and I think it adds a lot of you know, playability to the game throughout the year. Like, I know these games have an issue with, you know, halfway through the year, people kind of drop off, and that's why they do the way they do the DLC. I think having some kind of like theme or some sort of challenge mode going throughout the year is probably where they need to start heading, because online gaming is way more, you know, important than non-online gaming these days, unfortunately. But, you know, that's the way it is. But that was a great video. I enjoyed this guy's work. He had some good points. A couple of things there I didn't really understand what he was trying to get at, but I enjoyed it. I want to hear what you guys have to say about 2K22 and what's on your wish list down in the comments. I'll definitely be doing some more 2K22 videos, you know, building up to the release of this game later on this year, I guess it is. Is there even a date yet? But thanks for tuning in, everyone. And as always, be well, stay safe, look after your friends. See you in the next video. Peace.